The Philly, Joe and Kirby Podcast.
This is the Philly, Joe and Kirby Podcast.
There's no better way to start, I'm telling you.
Than Aussie,
A Friday morning, 6 o'clock.
I love when you sing along, Joe.
I don't sing, I murmur.
It's a
That's it. Well, hey, and how do you not jump on?
That's how you
You
wake up.
nailed that, Philly.
All aboard, Kirby. That's what I used to say to the ladies in the clubs when I was young.
When you walked in the door.
It's all aboard the Aubrey train. Let's go.
Yeah,
It's
well,
time to light it up.
We didn't hear that yesterday anyway with the train strike, did we?
Oh, boy.
It's coming back, as Kirby mentioned in the news.
Yes. Anyway, we're
All aboard.
we're
That was
excited.
to get into the station wagon, though, wasn't it?
That's right.
Not the
Yeah.
train.
We're excited. It's Friday, and there's lots going on the program here with PJK. Like lots. I have this funny feeling. Joe, you're better at giving these hints, but I have a funny feeling, and I think you can back this up, that that Pearl Jam song of the day, it just seems to me it's going to happen before 7 this morning.
Yeah, it's going to happen before 7.
Like
If I'm better at it than you telling people the song Porch
got a
is
feeling.
coming up. Nope, don't have a feeling, Kirby. It's coming
It's
up.
going to happen. That's
Yeah,
100%
for real. It's a real feeling.
concrete.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. Don't have a
Okay.
feeling. It's really happening.
Okay.
Save your feelings for something else.
I'll save them for you,
Yeah,
Joe.
thank you very much. That's kind of corny, but okay.
Save it for tomorrow night at the
You
Blonde
know what,
Party.
Joe? I was thinking, I'm just
This
going
is where it's
Can I put my helmet on for this?
I'm going to throw this out there live on the air. I was just thinking as I was writing news this morning, we were talking about how we're all getting to the Burt Block Party, okay? I would like to offer...
Is this a new plan? I'm wondering.
I would like to offer my services to drive out to Charleswood for the first time
Wow,
and come and pick you up,
that's nice.
and
What?
then we can park and take a cab closer to the venue.
What?
I'll tell you what, if you are actually driving, it would make more sense if I actually cabbed to you and then we went. You know what I
Okay.
mean? That way you don't have to drive all the way out there.
I would just like to come with you, is what
I
I'm
know.
saying. Joe.
No,
Yeah.
I get that.
This has been this is plan 3. So you can sense that she wants to walk into the Burt Block Party through security
Yeah.
with Joe Aiello.
Yeah.
Take it as a
Somehow
compliment.
the math is equating to
That.
you and I going together. I get it.
I'm just trying to find an angle.
Yeah, no, I picked up on that, Kirby.
Okay. Very good.
I have some street smarts. I might not be book smart, but street smart, I think I'm
Oh,
okay.
man.
Okay, and then I have an idea because I'm
And Phil,
coming.
Phil's rolling it hot later on because
Yes.
you're coming in from on location.
Right, so Can Central, memorabilia. So it's only about a half an hour difference. I think it's going to wind up being.
Yeah.
I'll have an idea. See what you guys think of this. You guys go on stage and introduce me like I'm like one of the bands, and I come running through the back like, and now put your hands together for Phil Aubrey. Like, what do you guys think
I
of
like that.
Yeah.
We're going to go,
We
all
can-
aboard!
No. I think we have to start with "We can't hear you," and then hopefully the crowd really
Yes.
pops a little louder.
You got to hype him up a bit, yeah.
And then Phil comes out, and then since he's coming from Can Central, he starts flinging out like cards to the crowd. One of them will be like a big rookie card of some famous athlete, and you got to be the lucky one to collect that card.
Yes.
You know, that could cause a lot of chaos.
Oh yeah, it could hit somebody in the eye.
Yeah.
Get a
unnecessary chaos,
Just
really.
a Philly chant would be enough. Like if you guys could,
That would make your day,
That would
would
make
it?
my day.
You
Like
just
a
want to
big-
have your name chanted.
That's right, like a big intro.
And then he big times us and doesn't come out on stage for about 7 minutes
Oh,
after.
could you imagine? What a diva.
We'll work on that, Kirby.
Okay.
I like your plan.
Okay.
the plans are in motion.
Either way, we're going.
Yeah, it's-
Tomorrow night.
I cannot wait.
Why you could just sleep over tonight? You've got your vehicle. We'll
I'm
just
busy
set-
tonight.
It's a sleepover now.
Well, she could. She could just park
Holy.
somewhere
Well,
down by
that's
the
a lot
Burt.
of time together because then that's like, I got to spend
Not
tonight
you
with
and I
you.
sleeping together. You could take your vehicle down there right now, is what I'm saying, and sleep.
I thought you were.
Oh, yeah.
Slumber party.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 2 of us in a RAV4. First of all, there's not enough room for me. Second of all, there's something wrong with
boy.
that. Hold on, let me get the HR forms. I'll meet you there tomorrow.
Christy can come.
The Philly, Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Okay, yesterday, well, we always get complaints about slow drivers on the bone phone, but specifically yesterday, there was a call about people who are driving 30 through school zones, even though it's a summer. You don't have to drive 30 in school zones. We got to reply to that call.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on one of the guys that brought up people doing 30 in a 50 zone or doing 30 in a school zone. Like, has it occurred to this guy that maybe there might be more kids out now that school's out, and 30 might be appropriate for going around schools? Or maybe, like, not everybody's comfortable doing the maximum 50 speed limit. Maybe they forgot their sunglasses one day and the sun's in their eyes, so they're going the speed that maybe they feel comfortable going. Maybe they're a new driver. Come on, man. Do better.
Oh, yeah, brother.
There's a few people that were weighing in yesterday after that call that were suggesting as well that just for consistency purposes, is it the worst thing to just keep that speed anyway to save yourself from costing you some money when school gets back in session too, right? It was an interesting discussion yesterday for sure.
Well, that's how it is in Alberta. Like
it's all year.
It's all year round, yeah. So even in the summertime, it was like, I was driving my brother's vehicle around. I had to remember, like,
School zone.
yeah.
Now, or as my wife points out, every time I'm behind a slow driver and I'm bitching, she's like, I bet you that guy looks a lot like your dad. You know what I mean? I bet you the guy in front of you right now, if you pull up beside him, it's going to be someone who...
And then you feel bad.
And then you go, yeah, he does kind of look like my old man who I know drives slow and he doesn't care. I don't care.
And
Anyway.
you thought that about your dad as a kid too. I still remember sitting in my dad's car going, wow, he's pretty slow. People are passing him. Right?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Siren saw a news story about cyclists. He wants to talk about it.
Morning, Philly, Joe, and Kirby. Siren here again. Okay, I'm watching the evening news, and something comes up about cyclists wanting the city to implement a rule called the Idaho Stop, which allows you just to slow down at an intersection and go through if all is clear. Really? Half the city is now goddamn bike lanes, and you don't want to make stop signs now because it's too dangerous? Well, guess what? I'm an avid motorcyclist and have to make all the stop signs at all times. If you don't want to ride a bicycle because you don't feel it's safe, then take your car, take the bus, or get off the road.
Okay.
Siren.
Almost
I'm going to
knock you off
defend.
your bike.
I'm going to defend my cyclist friends as per usual. I feel like they have their own lane for a reason.
No,
You know,
yeah.
And like he's talking about being a motorcyclist.
No, he's talking about cyclists, a proposal where they could ignore red
Right.
lights.
And I mean, they do that already.
They're talking about the Idaho Stop is essentially using a stop sign as a yield.
Yeah.
So meaning you have to stop as a motorized vehicle where they can basically take a look and go, oh, I can keep going. I don't know. That sounds a little tricky to me. It seems to be working in some places, but there's some experts that are not fully behind that plan either.
Seems
Right.
dangerous
That
to
people
me.
are talking about. Well, and you're right, Kirby. There are some cyclists that already do that anyway.
Yeah,
but
I see it all the time.
it's, I don't know.
Wait a
It's going to
minute.
be an interesting topic. But what he's saying is, too, there's a lot of bike lanes already and everything else, and they have the right of way. Why would you put more control in their hands is what the siren is saying.
Somebody's cat doesn't like the siren.
I would imagine.
He bolted as soon as the siren started
I
up.
bet.
By the way, Kirby's cyclist friend. She's been on a bike once in 20 years, but she's the
But I
lobbyist for the
stand
cyclists.
up for
Yes.
the little guy.
Well, then go
Yeah.
look up what the Idaho Stop is, and you can back them as a lobbyist. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Okay, hot dog guy not happy with how the football game ended last night.
Hey, yo. I'm all about the Riders losing football games. But come on. To lose it on a game by a missed field goal at the end? That's bullshit. This bone phone would be flooded with calls if it was the other way around and it was the Bombers that lost the game by one stinking point on a missed field goal. That's horse. The NFL cannot start soon enough. 2 weeks, baby. I'll be in Detroit. Home opener. Yeah.
Oh, nice trip.
And
gonna
that
be
team has been rolling along the last few years. And for all the long-suffering Lions fans, here's the best part, though. Could you imagine you're the kid, you're playing the game, and all of a sudden you phone home because your parents weren't at the game. Yes, I missed the field goal, but we won the game, Dad. We won the game.
So explain that again, son. Game-winning miss, Dad.
Yeah,
It's
I
fantastic.
missed. Kicked it right through.
It's called a rouge. Let's wrap up with a very special birthday today.
Hey, Billy Joe and Kirby, it's Motorhead Guy. I know it's been a while, but, had some little health issues and this and that. But, so Friday is my birthday. I'm turning 27, and I hope y'all are going to play me some goddamn Motorhead because I don't want to hear Ace of Spades. I want to hear Overkill or Speed Freak or something other than Ace of Spades because Motorhead kicks ass, and you guys know it, and I know it. But anyways, hope y'all have a great day. Happy birthday to me. Let's go. Get that Motorhead going. Woo!
Yes, I love it.
I met Motorhead Guy, as you know, about a month ago, and he's got this big, loud truck. So I think that's
Really?
part of the reason why he yells when he talks at 27. But
That
wait
makes
till
sense.
he's 87.
Oh,
He won't be able to hear himself.
he's
gonna be
he's
super
not going to
loud.
have a voice after this weekend. I guarantee
Happy
that.
birthday.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Guns N' Roses, You Could Be Mine. Send that out to my wife this morning. No, you are mine. Anyway, happy anniversary, Stacey Aubrey, 16 years together.
Oh, it's your anniversary.
That's the anniversary today. 20 years.
16.
20 years together, 16 years married.
20 years together.
crazy.
Look at you, remembering the day you started just hanging out together.
She might have reminded me
Feelings.
of that earlier.
Isn't that what the kids are saying now? Yeah, I have feelings. You had,
Who said I love you first?
well, who do you think? It was him.
I don't know. Sometimes
I
it could be the
guarantee
girl.
you. No.
Probably at an inappropriate time.
Yes,
I
exactly.
Oh my God,
He
that
slipped.
would be par for the course, Philly.
That's why there was no doubt in my mind where it came from.
Oh my God, I have so many questions, but I'm not going to ask.
And then I read, years later, I read that is the worst time to say
Yes.
it for the first time.
Yeah, we know you don't actually mean it, really.
Look.
It did.
It's the heat of the moment.
Yes, exactly.
Look at that, though. How crafty is that? 16 years of marriage, you said? 20 together.
Yep.
And what did he get her this year? A mention on his own radio show.
That's right. I'm good. I'm
That's
covered.
good. He's covered now.
How did you propose?
I might chuck in a social media post later.
That's a smart move.
That's high end.
Collage of pictures.
ready to go.
Where it started and where we are. That kind of deal.
Oh, I love that.
yeah. sure
gotta
you
do
would.
it.
Sure.
How did you propose?
It wasn't anything super romantic. That won't surprise you.
That's okay.
We were living in Lloydminster, and I came in, and some of the guys at work were bugging me, like, you gotta, like, what you have.
Yeah.
How come you haven't
Lock
asked?
this girl
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Can't
right.
believe she hasn't left you yet.
Yeah.
Now's the time to lock in.
Essentially.
It's like an RSP, an investment. You have to lock in.
So she was doing whatever. She's always busy. When I came in came in at night one time, and this is gonna sound lame, but I just threw it on the counter, like as if like nonchalant, and then went and started watching TV. And it sat there like there's dinner stuff out for like 5 minutes before she's like, "What's this?" And then she lost her mind. So I just wanted her to see it on her own, like, instead of getting down on one knee.
Surprise.
Yeah, like a surprise.
Yeah.
Made it more of a surprise that I did it that way, is the way I looked at it.
Absolutely.
Plus,
Were
I
you
didn't-
nervous the whole time until she actually saw it?
Not really. I wasn't nervous. No, because look at me. I knew she was going to say yes.
Wow,
like
that's,
she's
yeah,
only
look
human.
at that. That confidence alone.
She's only human. And first of all, second of all,
She's only
how
human.
about tonight? It's Friday night, right? Here's what happens.
Do you need me to babysit the kids?
No. Don't get carried away. All I was going to say was for my friend here, okay, she's a beautiful, understanding wife. There's no rewatching like the wedding video tonight. He's watching a Bomber game.
That's right. That's how we celebrate.
That's a good celebration. Stacy likes her football.
She does. We will go out for dinner at some point, but it's working around the kids' schedule. And
I got between now and the next anniversary. Get that dinner in. You got to.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
It's PJK at 9:25. Very special guest in studio this morning. Paul Spence of Diener 89 fame, of FUBAR fame. Welcome to the 92.1 City Studios this morning.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, man. Rock and roll.
Yeah, baby.
It's kind of fantastic to know Dean Murdoch, the character, and then to sit here for a few minutes before we go on the air and talk to Paul Spence, the man.
Yeah.
Because how much of that, you're a musician as well, and a writer and an actor. How much, and I come from a world of pro wrestling, for example, and they say that those personas, you have to, hit the adrenaline button and over exaggerate the point. But how much of Dean Murdoch is really Paul Spence?
About after 6 beers, we're about the same. Right now I'm clean and sober, so it's it would be about he's like my id, you know what I mean?
Yes,
like
yes.
And I think a lot of people have that same sort of scenario where there's a person inside them that they have that that manifests themselves, whether it's after a couple of drinks or whether it's just in certain situations that speaks to a different side of their personality. And Dean obviously gets to express himself in ways that I don't. So that's yeah.
So did that make it even more fun to write the part? Like you have to zone in to write to be Dean. How?
Okay, well the thing about Dean is that I wanted to create a character who was intimidating, right? That was the guy that in high school that I looked at and wanted to cross the street or be on the other side of the the other side of the hallway in high school. I was always intimidated by these guys, that like they would go out, they're like 15, 16 years old, but they look 25.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the leather jackets, don't mess with them.
Yeah, and so that was something that I wasn't cool in school until maybe around I guess grade 9 when I started to sort of come out of my shell and people were like, oh, this guy, this kind of awkward looking guy, he's actually kind of funny, and I sort of started to develop some relationships and had my own crowd and stuff. But up till that point, like my early teenage years, I was just like a hockey player, and I didn't have a ton of confidence as far as like who I was in the world. And so looking at those people, it's just like, who is that guy? And so that was the idea, at least for Dean. That specific character of like a guy who was intimidating, who was like biting, sarcastic, funny, but also just cool. And so just be, I went to a pawn shop, I got a leather jacket.
Nice.
Back in the day in Value Village, you could find rock shirts, for like $5, and I was like, okay, this is the guy. Yes. And you look in the mirror, I grew a mustache, and I was like, there we go.
I love it.
And the perfect name, Dieter.
Yeah. And you talked about like being a small town like hockey star, and like coming, and that's like the premise of the movie Diener 89 is, the creation of like coming into that. And I heard that you were inspired a lot by learning more about your family Métis history, and that was kind of the premise of getting this movie on the roll.
Yeah, well, I mean, I always wanted to, ever since the first movies came out, I was like, how did Dean become Dean, right? Like that's, he didn't just burst forth, like...
Needs an origin story.
Yeah, like Athena from Zeus's head in full armor. Like, he came out from somewhere. And so it was like, where did he learn how to shotgun a beer? Who showed him that? The fanny pack, just all these things. And I always wanted to know where that idea came from. But the idea of having a story that sort of like knit it all together, so it wasn't just a bunch of sketches, like one after the other. That's what, for me as a storyteller, I wanted to make sure was rock solid. So around 2010, it came to light that my dad, who looks very indigenous but had always been told by his parents that he wasn't, it came to light that not only was his mom Métis, she also looked very indigenous, but his dad too. And they their historical or their lineage goes right back to the Red River Valley here in Manitoba, and then they were sort of pushed out, as a lot of Métis were in the 1800s. They found themselves in northern Saskatchewan, where they all are still today. And it just that information kind of came out. It was kind of like mind blowing. You know what I mean? Like my dad would call himself a California Cree as a sort of a joke, right? Like he had no idea and he didn't really seem too interested. But like recently we went to Batoche, which is the sort of the site of the sort of final stand of the Métis people in the 1800s, and he really finally understood. He was like, I didn't really want to come, Paul, but I'm glad we did. I'm happy. It's not a great fun history lesson, but I'm glad I have that closure. So this whole movie making process has been really cool because I inserted that storyline into it, that Dean's not only discovering metal, but he's also discovering who his birth father was, which was a Métis guy. And so the notion of Dean and his sister in the movie of like being sort of faced with like, oh, well, suddenly you're Indigenous and you're allowed to understand what that is. What does that do to a kid, right? And for Dean, he just was like, I got to get out of town.
Yeah.
And so that's his story. And of course, like the heavy metal part is right alongside that. But yeah, definitely like
Very
for
cool.
us, for us learning about our own heritage, it was very moving experience and helped illustrate how
Awesome part
a lot
of the
people
equation.
feel.
Yeah. I got to ask you, how often do people come up to you, Paul Spence in studio, Diener, and start quoting lines to you from the movie? Because when I told people, like some people in my circle, that we were having you in today, first thing out of their mouth is Plan B is just to keep on giving her. Like they love quoting you, you know?
Yeah, it happens. It happens all the time, and it's really funny too because I have a band, and we tour a lot, and so what I've really noticed about Canada is that every city has its own identity.
Yeah.
I mean that sounds kind of obvious. Like obviously Vancouver's not the same as Winnipeg, but as far as like what lines people quote and how they sort of like for example, like in Winnipeg at the screening last night, there weren't a lot of people in wigs or dressed up or anything. There was just like a lot of actual 40, 50-year-old headbangers that showed up, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it was like, yeah, man, Winnipeg, it is for real.
Hardcore.
Still giving her. And those are your listeners out there, I'm sure.
Yeah,
right?
they are. We love them.
I walked in here and I saw the poster for Judas Priest and I was like,
I'm in the right place.
yeah.
So 2010 happens, this project, 2024, COVID for a couple of years. How long of a process was it before you were 100% happy with Diener 89? And is there going to be a follow-up, or is Paul Spence working on other projects?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. I love that.
Oh, Joe, great question.
Yeah. Can we give him a star or something?
He
like
gets a gold star after the show.
Well, so when the pandemic happened, that was when I finally had a chance to actually sit down and write it, because all of a sudden I lost my job, and so I was just sitting at home, one of those SEBA kids, and so it was great. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna finally get down to write it, and that's when the storyline about my dad's Métis heritage and all that stuff kind of started to sink in. And then I managed to send the script to a distributor here in Canada, Mongrel, who has been amazing, on board 100%, like from the very beginning, and that led to the movie coming out. And as far as what's coming out, I was it just cracks me up even just thinking about it, because in the movie Dean's name is Murray. And we never meet him, right? Because he's dead. That's sort of like the whole thing. The trunk of his dead dad shows up. So the sequel will be actually the prequel to the origin story, which is Murray 69.
Oh,
Whoa.
nice.
Awesome.
That's going to be so cool.
Yeah, so we go back to like right deep in the sticks, where he's a logger, and basically imagine like a chainsaw battle happening on a river of rolling logs.
Sure we can. We're Manitobans.
Yeah, exactly. And then probably some wicked track by by April Wine is playing or something.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's excellent.
Diener 89 in Select Theater, September 6th. Paul Spence, man, it was great to get to know you this morning and have this chat with you. Well-spoken, interesting guy. Thank you so much.
If I can, just please, if you're going to go see it on the first weekend. In Canadian cinema, the first weekend is everything. If people don't go, it might not even be there the next one. So do go see it the first weekend. Support rock and roll and support metal. Let's go.
Well said. Thanks a lot.
Right on.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Hey, what's your name? You've got a name so you can play this game.
The Name Game. Brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort.
It's a game about names, I guess.
I think we need magic somewhere in the intro. We've been told it's like magic. 780 City, 780, 2484. Let's find someone right
Somebody
here.
was asking, though, if we were going to be set up at the Burt Block Party with the Name Game in a booth. And no, we asked we just weren't able to get in on
Well,
that.
there'll be a 92.1 city tent. If you
Yes.
want to, if the three of us are standing together and you want to have an impromptu edition of the name game, we'll do that.
It's going to be hard with the bands on to hear, but
I would say you're a Doug.
yeah.
Like, you know, it'd be a lot of yelling.
I'm not bringing a pad of paper, though, to take notes on name games, so I write them down now.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to play the name game?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Have you ever played the name game before?
No, I'm so excited.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yay! This is exciting.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I don't blame
It
you
really
for being excited. How old are you? We always start there.
34.
34 years old.
Nice.
All right, Joe, you got that? Write it down.
34, yeah.
And you've never played before?
No.
Yep, I asked her that a couple seconds ago, but we're just
Sorry,
making sure.
I'm on a delay.
Yeah. Okay. What? Okay. I'll go first, okay?
All right.
Burgers and fries. I assume you'll have a burger and fries every now and then?
Yep.
Okay. Do you eat the fries first or the burger first, or is it a combination all at the same time?
It's a combination for sure.
Okay. Some people
good
are
question.
Some people are like, nope, fries first.
Yeah.
I
Right.
bet you Joe has a way. Do you eat the fries?
No,
first?
no, I'm a combo
Back
guy
and
when
forth?
it comes
Okay.
to fries and burgers. Yep.
Do you, and I was going to say comb your hair daily, like if you were a guy, but I'll just say, do you do your hair daily, or is it sometimes, like a ponytail? A lot of girls will wear a hat.
It's always a ponytail for work.
Ponytail for work.
Okay,
Nice.
ponytail for work.
Okay. Kirby, go ahead with your questions.
Okay. Is there any product that you swear by?
Dry shampoo.
Oh,
right.
yes. You
Yeah.
are speaking my language.
You should try Pert Plus. It's got the conditioner and the shampoo all in one. It's a it's
Well,
No.
yesterday you came in with the 5-in-1 Irish Spring.
That's
I
good.
mean, it's the same.
also a good product.
Adds facial wash and body wash.
And deodorizer or something like that.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay. What topic could you spend hours talking about? What's something that you're passionate about?
Cats.
Oh, another cat lady.
Is this Kirby?
9 out of 10 cat ladies in Manitoba listen to this program.
Well, you're a year apart. There's no ponytail in the Kirby's.
I think we're the same year.
Yeah, dry shampoo and cat. Are you turning 35 this year?
I am.
Well, then you get a month too, and then you guys are pretty much the same. Dry shampoos and cats.
There's a good chance that we
Okay.
can be friends.
Let's see if this helps open up our thoughts on names here. What was the first job you ever quit?
Working at a gas station.
Okay. Gas station job. And what is the oddest or silliest thing you have ever Googled?
Oh, God, I don't even know.
I would refuse. I would ask if my lawyer could be present for
Yeah,
that
that's
question.
you, Phil. Not everybody Googles these things.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't even know.
I
There's
Google
so many.
everything.
I just Googled.
Yeah, I Google everything.
Yeah. Like,
Give us one. It might just open our eyes
It's
to the name.
probably something to do with with pregnancy.
okay.
Pregnancy. Are you pregnant?
No, I've had 3 children.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You've
wow.
had 3.
At
We were
34.
talking about
Wow.
cravings
Yeah.
on useless trivia the other day. Okay, so you have 3 children,
Yeah.
cats, dry shampoo, ponytail, 34 years of age.
Okay,
Phil?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm going to say you're an Alyssa.
Nope.
That's a great name.
Mm-hmm. And there's
Like
common.
it. Great choice.
One of my good friends' names.
We got a good friend.
And yeah, that
We'll
hasn't
take
happened
that
recently.
as a check mark.
Well, we've already won. Now we're on.
Well, let's
it's,
not get ahead
It's
of
essentially a dub already, but we'll keep going. I'll say Carrie.
No.
Now, before Kirby and Joe start guessing, is it somewhat common?
No.
Oh boy! Thank God I
Like-
got the friend's name.
Uncommon like Shalinda, like my first name, or uncommon like you just there's a few out there you just don't hear it often.
There's a few out there. You just don't hear it very often.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Victoria.
No.
What about Erica?
No.
I don't know why Trina was the first name that came to my mind.
No.
And
Got the first letter right.
Oh, so it's a T.
Man, we got your friend. The first
wow.
letter.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on. Tara Lynn.
No. Oh, that's also one of my friends' names. in high school.
Okay, so we got two friends.
Has Tamara been guessed?
No, that's not it either.
Tasha?
No. There was in school, the teachers always referred to my name being in a book, like an old book.
Not Trisha. Tegan.
No.
Did we say
No, it's
Tara?
just-
I did.
yeah,
Tara Lynn,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, what is it?
It's Tess.
Tess, of course. And the
Tess.
what was it? The Dubervilles or whatever the name of the book was? Yes.
There's
Damn it.
also a movie.
I knew I should have read that book.
Guarding Tess
Yes.
with Nick Cage.
Yes, it was.
Man.
Tess, that's a great name, though.
Well, we got
Great
some
name.
friends.
That's a win.
And happy birthday, whatever month that may be.
October, yeah.
Yeah, you take the whole month.
We could have gotten your
I
name
will, yeah.
anytime we wanted, but we got two of your friends. Congratulations. Another win. Thanks for playing. Have a good week.
Thanks, Tess.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
A high of 31. Is that still the case for tomorrow and the Burt Block Party?
29, but the Humidex will get to 37 tonight. So tonight you have day 2 of the Burt Block Party, and you have the Bombers in action. High of 29. Humidex will get to 35.
Yeah, I should say 92-1 City Night is tomorrow night.
Yes, yeah.
But obviously tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, we're going to talk to Kevin Donnelly at 8:10 from Canada Life Center about the entire weekend.
Even the nighttime lows tonight, 17 and 20 for tomorrow. So
I do have a list because we're all going tomorrow night. We can't wait. But I do have a list of like FAQs for Burt Block Party, and I found, are there any items I cannot bring into the venue? Because this is always going to be a question.
I have a question.
Yes.
My purse.
There is something about purses. There's a size.
Yes.
How
How big are we talking?
It's one of the questions. Can I bring a bag or purse to the theater? Guests are encouraged to leave non-essential items at home and travel lightly when attending events at the Burton Cummings Theater. The maximum size of purse bag allowed 16 by 16 by 8.
that's going to be like checking in on a flight. And you get the WestJet or Air Canada thing in front of you for your luggage, you know, the suitcase piece.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, so yeah.
Just like a small purse.
Yeah, but listen.
Small bag.
What you might consider non-essential might not be the non-essential list, right? Like, if
I
we're going
learned-
together tomorrow, don't embarrass me at the gate with like bringing this big duffel bag of stuff, okay? Because you said we're going together.
I won't embarrass you, Joe. but
I
I will
don't-
have some essentials.
I don't want to stand in line going, oh, you mean I can't bring in like hair mousse? Like or something?
I'm bringing my Alberto Moose in there. Come on, I got to touch up the hair. Okay.
Okay, what else can we also bring?
Things to leave at home. So I mentioned
okay.
the backpacks or oversized bags. Outside food and beverage. Professional cameras. So I can't have that big
Thing
camera
around your neck.
Around my neck.
Like you're touring the Grand Canyon.
Coolers, tarps, or blankets. I know you like to bring some tarps wherever you go in case it rains.
You know
Joe,
me.
It's not going to rain. So
My
leave-
security blanket. They're not going to let me bring that in.
Leave your tarps. Pets. Leave your pets at home.
Yeah.
Service animals only in brackets. Knives or other weapons. Leave them at home.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So the nunchucks. Cannabis products. Alcoholic beverages. Laser pointers and flashlights. Fireworks. Glow sticks. Inflatables. So you beach balls. Projectiles. Signs or banners. Selfie sticks. Any object deemed to be potentially pose a risk to guests.
So no inflatables, eh? Like
Yeah.
you can't bring in, okay. Kirby
Why?
pulls
Do you
out the
have
bag.
something in mind that you would like
Well, no,
to
but
bring
usually
in?
you'll always see like a beach ball or something make its way in. But
Yeah.
they're saying, I'm not, what do you think? Open up your purse and pull out a bouncy castle for some kid's birthday party? I'm just thinking beach ball. What other inflatable would I think about bringing?
I don't know.
The best thing to come out of this whole conversation is, Kirby, don't embarrass Joe at security.
I don't want to be
I
standing
already
in
feel pressure.
line.
I
going,
honestly feel pressured.
and then they pull out the drumstick or whatever that stick is to look through the purse. And,
I'm gonna get a pat down.
oh, my
Don't bring
God.
your selfie light either. That thing you carry around in a briefcase.
Yeah,
that stays
Kirby.
home.
Okay.
Just bring your ticket with your phone. That's it.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
And hey, for those wondering where the Shoppers Price is Right contest is at, We did it at 9:10 earlier this week, then 8:10. Today it's 9:10. Just there's so much going on this morning that we pushed it to 9:10. So your chance to win $300 from Shoppers Drug Mart, a GC, coming up just after 9 o'clock.
I'll tell you how gung-ho Kirby was. She came in like at about 6:20. Joe, here's the price. Because I'll add them up for us, right? She's been shopping online all morning.
She's on it today, yeah.
I know what I want.
Ready to roll.
I know what I need.
I'll tell you, she's getting a lot of work done here this morning.
A lot of work done.
Yeah.
Like she's got her personal assistants in here doing work, like Botox. And
Kirby came in here dressed to the nines, new perfume. She asked me what I thought. I says, very nice.
Thank you.
But you got to watch nowadays wearing perfume to work
I am very
places.
cognizant because I work with you guys and I don't ever want to like create the room to be like uncomfortably like scented.
I'll go to HR the second that happens.
Some workplaces,
I'm not having that.
Phil
That's right.
doesn't even wait to talk to me.
A
Just
lot of
goes
people,
to HR.
Well, you're not going to the doctor or anything today because you can't wear perfume or cologne anymore in the doctor's office.
I'm taking myself out on a date today.
But, nice. But you just came in here like a bullet train this morning. Like you didn't even go to your office. It was like the
I was
doors
excited
closed,
for the show.
bag dropped right down and everything else. What do you mean? You're going out on a date by yourself? What do you mean by that?
I'm taking myself on a date.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go to the movies and I'll probably go out for dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're single, it's okay to date yourself.
Yeah, we've all been single before, so we know how it works.
Well, you should have dated yourself, Phil.
I
okay?
went out, but I didn't call it going on a date. I've been to movies by myself, and I didn't call it taking myself on a date.
He did a lot of things by himself when he was single.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, lock it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.